right, ladies and gentlemen, our next service call. We have this Moen, the FB075-1 whole house automatic water shutoff valve. Fortunately, the plumber who installed it put in bypass valves because when it failed last week, we were able to restore their water by closing that valve, closing this one, opening that, gave them water, but no protection against a water leak, which would cause, can cause massive problems, if you know what I mean. We're going to remove the Taco and putting in the Moen Flo. That's our preferred go-to automatic water shutoff valve when we're not dealing with an insurance company like Chubb, NatGen Premier, Pure, the big boys. They prefer the LDS, the leak defense system, which costs roughly around $5,000. So much more cost effective. We'll put the Moen Flo in. I'll show you step by step how we do it. O-rings and grease, electric module, Allen key and screws, the control valve, the piece if you're just roughing in for one but not installing it yet, the female unions, and not included 2 male adapters, because you can hook this up to PEX, A or B, however you're going to connect that, or copper. So we're using copper press. I have one that's import, and I have one that's bronze by Viga. There's the green dot. Now the purpose of this piece is to put one in during construction and be good. I think we may get lucky here. Wow, that would be epic. Let's disconnect all the power from this thing. Nice piece of insulation. Nice and heavy, by the way. The FloodBreaker by Taco HVAC. I'm gonna guess no one replaced the batteries in a while, because that's pretty full of cocky. Look at all that. Nasty. And it looks like they didn't give me a lot of room here to work with. That sucks. If I put it there, then I still have to sweat something out here. Unless I cut this and coupling another valve and around. I'm trying to avoid getting the torch out of the truck, but it looks like that's unavoidable, because these are female adapters and that's female, so we need a nipple there and a brass nipple there. It sucks. Alright, well the B tank is not in the truck, so we had to use press. I had to cut out this. Alright, I have everything roughed in. Not pressed in yet, except the valve and the nipple going into the valve on the upper discharge side and the lower inlet side. We're going to take these 2 washers, these O-rings, and we're going to lube them up with the included grease. And we're going to make sure our direction of flow is pointing where it needs to go. And then press everything in. Let's loosen up the rough-in adapter. Our arrow. Okay, and then that one as well. Gasket is still there. Now let's press everything in. And there it is. Let's slowly open the valve. Let's put this insulation back on here. There we go. Keep the pipe off the cement. There we go. Let's open up that. Beautiful. Open up that side. All right. Double check all of our fittings. They're all pressed in. All right. Let's give it power and go through the app setup process. All right, I secured the AC electrical power adapter to this piece of horizontal 2-inch DWV waste piping. I could also use some screws secured to the cinder block, but all I did was drill out the holes on the left and right hand side and used 2 nylon zip ties and secured that right there. Water's still off to the unit. We're going to plug in power right to there, and you're going to notice that nothing happens, right? You got to give it a little twist, and shortly thereafter the lights will illuminate and you know you got a good connection there. So make sure you do that little added twist, because if you just push it in there and nothing happens, you're going to question whether the outlet's working, the adapter's working, something's broken. You'll get frustrated and just throw it in the garbage and start all over again and curse, scream, and yell at Moen tech support. But just give it a little twist like I just did and you'll solve that problem. All right, we're going to press and hold down for 5 seconds. Okay. You can hit continue now in the app. Continue. Now you got to pick your network, which is, I think that's sometimes it takes a couple times, but maybe we'll get lucky the first time. And then we'll follow the steps. Let's see if it errors out. Oh, good. Step 4. And okay, so now we have shut-off sensitivity. So we have standard when it's only as a major leak or unusually high water being used. Enhanced, where there's shut off my water if there's clearly unusual water, but not for real small things. And then maximum, it'll shut it off for any abnormal thing.
I think the enhanced is
okay. So do that. Hit continue.
As long as I know how to turn it back on.
And then hit. Now you're going to be asked questions. It takes about 3 minutes. Continue. So single family house. Okay. Continue. Primary home. Next. I guess 2 to 4. Right. Yeah. Okay. You have how many people live in here?
75.
Okay, good, because it'll, if you only have 2 or 3, it's going to make a difference. Okay,
Right.
How many floors? There are 3 floors. Unless there's an attic that's finished. How many bathrooms? 4. Okay, bathrooms. Okay, now, indoors, you have a bathtub?
In one of
Yep.
the bathrooms.
You have a dishwasher? I get a dishwasher. You have a hot tub?
No.
Refrigerator, ice maker? Yep.
Yes.
Washer and dryer? Yep.
Yes.
You have a pool outside?
No.
No. Hot tub outside? Fountain, pond? No.
No. I mean, I have the sprinkler system.
That's different. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have a tankless water heater. You have an expansion tank. No, you don't have an expansion tank. Actually, you don't have that.
Okay.
You have a no. You don't have a filter system. You don't have a humidifier. You don't have a recirculating pump. You don't have a water softener. Okay, keep going. Hit continue. And I guess 5 people. I would make it 400.
Okay. So I'll leave it at 4.
Yeah, leave it at 400.
Finish.
And it's going to use this data to predict, you know, with
The
like...
sprinkler system doesn't take it into account? Okay.
No, because your sprinkler system is actually off of the meter here, here. So if this were to break,
Right.
it doesn't know that. Okay. Now, everything's okay. Good. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the water. Close this. And let's run the water and see what it says. Okay. Finish device setup. Reduce. I do not have one. Continue.
What's PRV?
Pressure reducing valve. You don't have a sprinkler system.
I do have a sprinkler.
Yeah, but it's before the valve.
Oh, okay.
Flow is not plumbed into my irrigation system. Okay, continue. And would you purchase from a contractor? Really? Not there. Plumber. There you go. Done. Okay, it's in learning mode, and okay, there you go. So we have some data here. So right now the outdoor temperature is 16 degrees according to data that it pulls. Right now using 1.1 gallons of water, and the pressure is 55.7 psi. And there she is, folks. Looking pretty nice. And we're going to leave this on site in case they have a problem with it. They can just bypass it. All right. If you live in the Long Island area and you want a automatic water shutoff for your home to lower your homeowner's insurance, give us a call, 516-348-6300.